This weekend is Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. And yeah, this is an interesting fight. Two of the top guys in the super flyweight division. Fernando Martinez, a very interesting opponent for Bam Rodriguez. This is, of course, a big unification fight as well. Bam Rodriguez looking to get his third title in the division, which I believe he will do. I think that Fernando Martinez will play into the game of Bam Rodriguez, and Bam Rodriguez will take him out and finish him. That is what I think is going to happen here. Fernando Martinez is good. You know, you've got to rate him. He's a world champion. I've seen so many people say, "Oh, this is so easy." Like, it's not. It's not so easy. I believe Fernando Martinez will play into Bam's game, and I think in ways is, dare I say, kind of similar in ways, but just nowhere near as good. Like everything Fernando Martinez does, Bam Rodriguez just does better. I think that is a big reality of this. You know, both guys like to come forward and throw. I think Fernando Martinez, I think Fernando Martinez hits harder than what his record says. He's got 50% KO ratio, but the guy throws every single shot with intention, which is very draining for his opponents and why he's done so well. You know, look at how he fought against Ioka both times. So draining and throwing every single shot with intention. Every shot was a big, solid scoring shot, which just sucked the life out of Ioka. Martinez came forward well and really stood his ground well in that fight. Well, both those fights, should I say. But Bam Rodriguez is just different to everyone in this division. Honestly, you know, you look at his performances against Estrada, you look at his performances against Sonny Edwards, Cafu, you know, these are just a few. Bam Rodriguez is bloody dangerous and changes angles like no other. You know, I think he's got some of the best work in boxing. I think he's got some of the best boxing IQ in the sport. And, you know, he's so different for a Mexican kind of fighter as well. You know, obviously he does have that nice come forward style, trading in the pocket, but he changes angles, throws punches from all sorts of angles, which you just don't see a lot of these Mexican fighters do. He just has that extra bit of skill to that style and just makes it look even better. That is what Bam Rodriguez does. He's horrible to be in there with. Hits ridiculously hard. 50 knockouts out of his 22 wins. At super flyweight as well. Like the power that Bam Rodriguez possesses is like none other. I think, you know, as I said, Fernando Martinez hits harder than what people give him credit for and for what his record suggests. But Bam Rodriguez hits 20 times harder than what Fernando Martinez does. You know, Martinez comes forward and, you know, does throw his shots well, but he's way too slow for Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez is ridiculously quick hand, ridiculous accuracy, ridiculous timing. You know, Fernando Martinez is way too slow for Bam Rodriguez and won't be able to keep up with that pace. Fernando Martinez showed Ioka a good pace. Bam Rodriguez is just he's just gonna show a completely different one, a completely different one. You know, he is levels above everybody in this super flyweight division. There is no doubt about it. The guy is a generational talent. He's an absolute generational talent. Um, I do like this fight as well, though. I do like the fight, and I think Fernando Martinez has got a style which can make this fight entertaining at times, but he's gonna play into the game of Bam Rodriguez, which can make the fight entertaining. Definitely, that's a big reason why I think it'll be entertaining. But he'll just play into the game because, or even if Fernando Martinez tries to box Bam Rodriguez, it is just not going to work, and it is not going to last long as well because Bam Rodriguez will force Fernando Martinez back to his own ways. Fernando Martinez isn't a natural slick boxer, which it wouldn't surprise me if he comes in wanting to fight like that because surely he knows he can't stand and bang with Bam Rodriguez. He can't hang around in the pocket with him. But that is what Fernando Martinez likes to do, though. Fernando Martinez is going to have a much more active jab compared to usual. because it's not going to end well if he doesn't. With Bam, that Mexican style, they don't they always kind of neglect the jab quite a bit. But Bam Rodriguez, it's, it's just different. His jab's fantastic. It's got some real good pace on it. He measures the range well with it, man. Comes in well. Using that lead hand quite well, to be honest. Um, Fernando Martinez, I don't think is the best lead hand, and especially nowhere near the level of what Bam Rodriguez can do. And Fernando Martinez hasn't got a lead hand which can keep someone like Bam Rodriguez off him. And Fernando Martinez has no chance of being able to beat Bam Rodriguez at his own game. I know it's Martinez's own game as well, but Bam Rodriguez does about 50 times better than what Fernando Martinez does it, put it that way. Um, Martinez, as I said, hits hard, has good pressure, but he just doesn't have the speed in his hands, and I don't think he has the speed in his footwork either. Bam Rodriguez has big speed in his hands and big speed in his footwork. He's going to be an absolute nightmare for someone like Fernando Martinez to be able to put up with and deal with. Martinez isn't going to know what's hit him. He's not going to know what's hit him. Yeah, Fernando Martinez has been in there with some decent names, but none of these guys are at the level of Bam Rodriguez. It's just going to be completely different.